7 News exclusive, the I-Team has just uncovered more troubling details of D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser's expensive trips around the world.
We discovered the nation of Qatar paid almost $62,000 for Bowser and 4 staff members to fly to the Middle East in 2023. Our Scott Taylor reports none of these trips have the detailed travel expense records required by law. And it comes as the mayor herself signed some pretty tough accountability and ethics rules for city leadership.
I just got a hold of a letter sent in February, a little over 2 months ago. It's from the mayor's office to the nation of Qatar, asking officials there to execute a donation agreement for a trip the mayor and her staff took in 2023. The problem? D.C. code requires that donation agreements need to be submitted and approved before a donation like the $61,000 junket can be accepted. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser says she takes trips around the country and the world to promote and strengthen the district's economy. But the I-Team has discovered some pretty shoddy record-keeping around these visits. In fact, as far as we've been able to discover during our ongoing investigation, Mayor Bowser doesn't turn in any travel expense records at all. The district has no records for Bowser's trips to the Masters Golf Tournament in Georgia, or trips to Las Vegas, Miami, Mar-a-Lago, Dubai, or Doha in Qatar. That pricey trip to Qatar is the one we're focusing on here. The I-Team asked the mayor's office directly who paid for a trip to Dubai for a climate change conference. First, Susanna Castillo, the mayor's director of communications, told 7 News in a July 9th, 2024 email the trip was paid for by the D.C. Chamber of Commerce. The chamber said, not true. Days later, Castillo told 7 News over the phone the U.S. Conference of Mayors picked up the tab. The Conference of Mayors had no comment and told us to talk to the mayor's office. Then comes this letter, which I obtained through a Freedom of Information Act request dated March of this year from the nation of Qatar to the mayor's office. It shows the nation of Qatar paid more than $61,000 for Mayor Bowser's trip to Doha in 2023, which included travel expenses for 4 staff members. Qatar called it an in-kind donation. The mayor and her team then jetted over to Dubai for the climate change conference. D.C. has no record of a donation agreement with Qatar, which is required by D.C. code. Now comes this letter from February, sent to officials in Qatar in the middle of our investigation. In it, the mayor's office asked for a breakdown of the mayor's 2023 trip expenses and the total tab covered by the Middle Eastern country. Bowser's office explains that such donations must be properly recorded, and a donation agreement will have to be executed. 7 News would like to know why the mayor's office is asking to create a donation agreement in 2025 for a trip she took in 2023. A situation which directly violates Mayor Bowser's own memorandum on rules of conduct governing donations that clearly requires each donation be submitted and approved by the Office of Partnership and Grant Services before the city can enter into a donation agreement. None of that happened for the mayor's trip in 2023. There's more. Any donation for travel outside of the United States must also be submitted and approved by the mayor's chief of staff, Lindsay Parker. Parker was one of the 4 staff members on the luxury jaunt to Qatar and Dubai. Parker did submit 1 receipt for the Dubai trip. It cost taxpayers $3,500 for a 3-night stay at the fabulous Atlantis Palm Hotel. You're looking at some pictures from the hotel's website right now. Here's what Mayor Bowser said the last time I asked her on camera about her poor travel record keeping. I'm asking this question at Scott Taylor 7 News because your office hasn't answered it. Can you explain why no department in the district has a copy of your travel expenses for your trips to Miami in 2022 and Dubai in 2023, and why did you exclude them from your financial disclosure records?
We're talking about the inaugural today, and we're happy to get back to you on any other questions.
I emailed a long list of questions to the mayor's office. Her communications director and chief of staff Parker called and asked me to discuss them off the record. I said no. That was the end of the call. For the I-Team, Scott Taylor, 7 News.